Hi. I know I said that I do a live on Friday, and it's not Friday, it's Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live on Friday, so I'm doing one today. Those of you that are wondering about the thumbnail picture, that is a little boy whose dad used to work at my farm with a purebred Irish giraffe colt called Ace that I bred. He was a lovely, lovely boy. The colt, I mean the boy was nice too, but So, which question am I answering today? This is from Katie. And Katie said, from reading, listening, and watching your content, I'm very aware by now that weight gained in recovery can tend to immediately go to the stomach and trunk area of your body. And this has very much been my reality, and other parts of my body haven't really changed significantly. However, I was wondering if it's normal or anybody else has experienced significant stomach and back cellulite. And secondly, wondering if it redistributes with recovery. I would just like to note that regardless of the answers, I'm staying committed to gaining all the weight required to get myself mentally free and being neutral about my body, even if no redistribution occurs. It has been a question on my mind. Lastly, I was wondering what full recovery feels like. I know it might be an odd question, but I was curious to know, can your mind go back to the way it was pre-eating disorder with absolutely no eating disorder related thoughts? All right, so I'm going to answer the first bit first about cellulite. So I don't think I know enough about cellulite, but one thing that I thought was true about cellulite is that it's sort of like genetically influenced. And so if it's something that runs in your family, then it's more likely that it's not going to redistribute. However, I do think that there's a lot of things that you can do. I think it's a bit of a myth that cellulite is about fat as much. I think it's more about how genetically your body actually sort of makes itself up. And again, I could be wrong about that. But when the weight that you have gained redistributes, the appearance of that cellulite is going to feel like you've got less of it because the fat that was sort of behind it is reduced or redistributed. So in a way, if you look at it in that sense, yes, it should get better. But I'm not an expert on that. I'd actually be really interested to see comments or hear from those of you that are watching this, if you have recovered, if you've experienced cellulite, and if so, what was your experience with that? Because it's not actually an area that I've looked into. As everybody usually talks about the redistribute and freaking out about the fact that they've got a belly and things like that. It's not really common that I'm asked about specifically the cellulite side of things. But like I said, I think that the appearance of it or the feeling of it is going to be less when your body just evens everything out. So kind of good news. The second question that you got there, what full recovery feels like. So you may have heard me say this before. I was 17 when I developed an eating disorder. I'm still going on 18. And so I had a good sense of who I was before I developed an eating disorder. I liked who I was, honestly. I know it's not cool to say that when you're a teenager. You're not supposed to say that, but I did. I had no issues with myself. And I was confident almost in every way that you can imagine. I was fun. I liked having fun, probably a little bit too much of it. And I changed dramatically when I had an eating disorder. I was not very fun. I didn't really have any fun or let myself have any fun. And sometimes I would sort of like pretend that I was, but not really. I didn't like myself very much, probably because I wasn't very likable when I had an eating disorder. But my head was a trying place to be, to put it mildly. My head was a shit show. It just wasn't very fun being in my head at all. There was always something, there was always something. That's the thing when you've got an eating disorder, there's always something. There's always something that you should be doing. Other people, they just get to sit down and watch Netflix at the end of the day, or they just get to take some time. But my brain would never let me do that. There was always something I should be doing. I should be moving. And I just was, nothing was very fun. I was so hard on myself. My life was so hard, but it's because I made it hard by all of my stupid rules and rituals and routines. Every waking moment, there was something that I should be doing. Anyway, long story short, I got myself fully recovered, and I would say, I can confidently say that I am back in the brain that I had before I had an eating disorder. And that is a wonderful thing, because I like myself. I like having fun. I think I am fun. Like, I'm an all right person to hang around with. But the nicest part about it is that I can just let myself be. I can just let myself do fuck all sometimes, and it feels amazing. And there's not that nag all the time. There's not that feeling all the time of, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, blah, 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 blah. And my brain's like, it's almost like it's left me alone. Like I've just got that headspace again that I can just enjoy being a human being. And sometimes enjoying being a human being means that you're doing things. Sometimes enjoying being a human being means that you're not doing things. Sometimes enjoying being a human being means that you're being productive and that's making you feel good. Sometimes enjoying being a human being is like super unproductive and you're just fucking around being an idiot. And that makes you feel really good too. And so I think that the nice thing is that I get to choose now. I didn't get to choose before. I didn't really have a life before. I was just going through the motions of being a person with an eating disorder, and I wasn't choosing anything, whereas now I actually get to choose. And the reason for that is that when you have fear of weight gain, which is what an eating disorder is, that fear is always influencing your behavior. And so every single decision that you have to make, every junction that you come to where it's like, what should I do? Your brain is always going to be pushing you to do whatever the disordered or the fearful of weight gain thing is. So it's always going to just be pushing you to just do a bit more, just do a bit more, just don't sit down, just do this, just do that, just go, go, go. And the brain's always like on at you to do that. And it's such a wonderful thing when that stops. And also, of course, the mental hunger stops. That's a wonderful thing as well, because then you haven't got your brain full of that anymore. Anyway, so I hope that answered your question. I won't be here on Friday. I will be here next week. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'll do another live. Thanks for sending the question. All right, bye.